Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
Good morning. Good morning.
Here's Jack.
Sorry about that. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Jack Henke Show Bulldog Less edition today. We're getting an addition by subtraction by not having Bulldog, and we're also having the world famous Terry Sweet is joining us today, better known as TFS. He is going to unveil his new music video, and we'll talk more about that when Terry comes on. Also, we got a little treat for you today. AJ is going to be talking about his authorship, his first book, because he's already hard at work on his second book, I understand. And he's going to join us and talk to us about that as well as the sports. But let's see, let me let AJ in now. AJ,
What up?
what up with you?
Not much, man. Not much. Oh, actually, I do have something in sports, but I'll save that for later.
Okay, I got sports. I'm going to run through the other stuff first. You can comment where needed. You should say hi to your biggest fan, Russ Meyer.
Hey, Russ.
He loves
Russ,
you for some.
Russ,
He loves you
thanks-
for some reason.
Russ, thanks for the Twitter shout out the other day, by the way. I appreciate that.
He loves you, man. So does Jackie Decker. So does Pat. Everybody loves you. Why?
I'm not sure. It must be just the charisma. I don't know.
It's the charisma, all right. Oh, the macro. Okay, Mr. Bob's. Did you know, AJ, Mr. Bob's isn't Under the Bridge? It's an outreach organization serving the homeless community in Milwaukee and surrounding communities. And also, do you know why it's called Under the Bridge, AJ?
Because there's a, isn't that the tent community under the bridge?
Well, many homeless people take cover under bridges.
Yeah.
And when Bob first started his mission, he would go under the bridges or wherever he thought there might be a population in need. So here's how you can help. The help that you can give to Mr. Bob's is exactly the help that they need. You can donate money. Every dollar donated will support the homeless friends. Nobody is paid anything for Mr. Bob's. You can give items, gently used and new items, personal hygiene items that are needed to protect and comfort throughout our changing seasons. I mean, today it's warm, it's rainy. I don't know if it's raining near you, AJ, but
It's not raining yet, but it's gonna get pretty yucky.
right. So people need help, even when it's summer. With the nice weather we have here in Wisconsin, can change and be pretty brutal to people. The items more recently that are needed are blankets, light blankets, sheets, bedding, and hoodies. I was down at the outreach on Saturday with Mr. Bob, and people were wearing hoodies even though the weather was warm. So can be very good to have. Mr. Bob's organization, he has a ton of, it's not Mr. Bob alone, he has a ton of great volunteers who help. Kim is the volunteer organizer. Sherry Hesse has been with them forever. Her husband Phil as well too. Dave and Leslie. I mean, so many nice people. I had a guy named Daryl help me do the shower trailer on Saturday. There are just so many good people out there helping other people. So please, if you get a chance, check out Mr. Bob's underthebridge.org. You can find out what items are needed. You can find out how you can get involved and donate either your time, your money, or gently used items. So go get them. Mr. Bob is one of a kind. Java House. If you don't like Mondays, all you have to do is stop in the Java House. A vibrant variety of hot and cold drinks, fresh bakery, hot breakfast sandwiches. Do you like scones, AJ?
I do. I haven't had one for a while, but I do.
What if you could have any flavor of scone? What would you name?
Apple.
Apple? Are you sure? Oh,
Yeah.
Even Coco disagrees. Coco barked at that.
Yeah, baked apples are my favorite.
Baked apple. Okay. Well,
My grandma used to make them when I was young.
Oh, okay. Then that's good. I can't even pick on you for that then. But they have tons of things. Java House, turn your Monday frown upside down, head into the Java House, put on a smile, and have a slurp. Um, Mel's at Strawberry Festival. I didn't see Mel, AJ, but I did stop at Mel's booth.
Was Ross there? I think he was there.
He wasn't there when I was there. You know who was there, though?
And
One of your biggest fans, Jackie Decker.
Jack.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was bringing it. She was working like a dog back there. This past weekend, the Midwest Barbecue Outreach, and those are the folks who help Mel specifically with the grilled items that they prepare. Excuse me. Their outreach, they had pulled pork sammies. They sold over 550 pounds of pork sandwiches. What do you think of that?
I thought you were going to say 550 sandwiches. The pound
No.
is even better.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
They sold out.
Oh.
Jackie Decker, Christy Pfeiffer, and also thanks to shout out to Port Washington State Bank, they donate their parking lot for Mel, so they have prime location right on Washington Avenue.
Oh,
so
nice.
Yep. So very good. Shout out to Port Washington State Bank. That's all for our underwriters. Do you know what today is, AJ?
What is today?
Today is National Chocolate Pudding Day.
Yes, as it should be.
Do you like? I guess you answered the question already. Do you like chocolate pudding?
Yes.
Is it your favorite flavor of pudding?
No.
What's your favorite?
Vanilla. Butterscotch.
Butterscotch. Do you? Every time I see pudding, like something like this today, I think, yeah, shit, I like pudding.
Actually, no. The chocolate vanilla mix is my favorite.
What is it with you today? First, it's the apple scones. Then it's you keep naming new flavors of pudding. When are you going to settle on something?
It's chocolate vanilla mix for me.
Chocolate vanilla. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you eat pudding? I mean, every time I hear it, I go, "Oh, that sounds great," but I never have it.
Not regularly, no.
No, but it's so easy.
I used to when I was a kid after school, but I not regularly, no.
You're still a kid.
But I'm not home after school anymore. I don't have to go to school, so.
That's true. Remember the snack packs? Those were the little cups.
Good.
Those are great. Yep, definitely. You know what? Chocolate's really good. You know, it used to be big as rice pudding. Yeah, not for me, but they're damn good.
They had some nasty.
I don't know if I've ever had butterscotch, but it sure sounds good. I'm a butterscotch guy for sure. I'll have to give it a whirl. Okay. Yeah. Did you know? This is kind of gross. In the 17th century, when pudding was first being started being served, it was served after dinner, and it included everything from grains to raw mutton fat.
Oh.
That doesn't sound. I think I'd rather have your chocolate vanilla swirl than raw mutton fat.
That doesn't sound enticing at all.
No, it doesn't. Oh, well, good. All right. That's what's going on. That's the only food that I have for national days today. We talked about Mel's. We talked about Mr. Bob's. We talked about the Java House. Now let's talk about sports, AJ.
I got you.
Okay, what do you have for sports today?
Big day.
Why is it?
Let's start with the Brewers. They got 2 out of 3 from the Guardians. We'll make sure I got that correct. You gotta make sure you got that correct.
Oh yeah, not the Indians.
No. 2 out of 3 from the Guardians. Now they're in New York for 3. Locally, the Chinooks got the sweep of the Dock Spiders this weekend.
What?
Yep.
Are the Dock Spiders any good?
No.
Oh well, you got to beat the bad teams. You want to be a good team.
No, but they won. They won at Lakeshore. They won 2 games at Lakeshore this weekend, and then they won at Fondy yesterday.
Where were they yesterday?
Fondy.
Fond du Lac. Okay, and that's where the Dock Spiders are from.
Yes. Now they play in Rockford today.
Okay. Well, I hope their weather's better than what we have going on here.
We put Radford this tonight. This evening.
Okay.
Uh,
What else? What else you got? So that's good news. Good news for once.
Good news.
Baseball. Good news. Good news.
Yeah.
How did? Wait a minute. Wait. Brewers. How did Corbin Burns look?
He looked good for 5 in the third, and then for the last 2 thirds, he gave up 3 runs.
Oh.
So they
What
won.
was it?
They won in extras.
Oh God. What was the final score, AJ?
5, 4, and 10.
Oof. Brutal.
Owen Miller with the game-winning double.
Oh, you love that.
I do love that.
Good.
It was 1 quarter revolution for being a homer, for being a 2-run homer.
A 1/4 revolution.
It hit the top of the wall.
Well, at least did you see at the beginning, like about 2 weeks ago, Marcelo Ozuna? You ever hear of him?
Yeah.
He did you see that he hit a ball? I'm not sure who it was against, but he hit a ball and he watched it. It was like a moonshot, and it bounced off the center field fence and came back in, and he only got a single because he watched it at home plate.
I hate when guys do that.
Well, the manager pulled him and suspended him for 2 games.
Oh, I think I heard something about that.
Yeah. The manager said, I'm sure he feels worse about it than I do, but you have to do it. You can't let that kind of stuff go.
Do it. You can't. No, you can't. Did you hear about the guy who's hitting over 400?
Yeah. Who? Marlins, right?
Yeah. They're 11 games over, and he's hitting over 400.
Wow. That's pretty damn good.
They're not in first place, though. They're not in first place because they're in second place.
They're in Atlanta. But you mentioned the Mets, and that's where the Brewers are going. Do they play tonight, AJ?
Yes, sir.
Good, because the Mets are cursed, I have here. Yesterday, the most expensive payroll in baseball continues to find new ways to disappoint. The bumbling, talented, and injured crew blew a 3-run lead in the 8th yesterday, losing to the Phillies 7-6 in what the Athletics Mets writer Tim Britton called the worst loss of a bad season. New York is 15 games back in the National League East.
Oh boy, we got a lot of money tied up in those guys.
Huge amount, a record amount.
Can't really turn them off when you got a lot of money tied up in them.
That's right. What, AJ? What do you know? A lot of teams were doing terribly, and then the Brewers come into town, and all of a sudden they turn it around.
Yeah.
The Brewers are now 2-1 on this long road trip that they're on.
10-gamer.
So you have 3 with New York, or 4?
4.
4?
No, 4. Yeah, 4.
Okay, how are they going to do in this one? What are they going to do?
Well, Colin Ray is starting today, so he should be pretty solid there. And I think 2-2.
2-2. The Mets, they of course everybody's happy because they spent so much money, and they're losing. It is interesting. Is Texas still doing well in baseball?
Yeah, DeGrom is hurt though.
Right, but are they still? They were in first, are they?
Yeah, they're in first place.
Cool. All right, got a little bit more baseball for you because you know about this. This was in The Athletic today. Their baseball writers said that the best prospect in the minor leagues, in all of the minor leagues, is someone named. What's that?
Jackson Cheerio.
Hold on.
Isn't it?
You're almost right, like usual. The best prospect in the minor leagues is someone named Jackson. Keith Law, their baseball minors writer, gives the edge to Baltimore's Jackson Holiday, but Milwaukee's Jackson Churio isn't far behind.
So I was half right.
Well, that's not good enough, AJ.
Oh, I know it's not good enough.
All right, this is what they say about Churio. Churio's the more explosive athlete of the two Jacksons and is already playing in Double-A, even though he's 3 months younger than Holiday. But I think Holiday wins the argument on performance and present baseball skill, even considering Churio's youth. He is the only teenager to spend this whole year in Double-A. Holiday is a shortstop and projects to stay there. Churio is a former shortstop, now a center fielder, who projects to stay there. Churio is faster. Holiday's more disciplined. Churio has more power, but Holiday's going to have above average power and time. You can make a great case for either guy.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. He's gonna be a stud. And we need a solid center fielder right now because Garrett's out for the season. Well, not right now.
Right. Do you think at Double A he is now? Do you think they'll bring him up?
Maybe September.
From Double A up? I don't know if they do that or not. I really don't. So
They probably don't, but maybe by September he'll be in AAA and they'll get a chance to see him. It depends. Okay. You got to have your best athletes on the field in September if you want to have a chance to win. So, see, I can guarantee you this: he better not be in a trade package for somebody in July 1st. That's all I got to say.
That's all you got to say? I don't think that. I think you always got something to say, and you always say it.
There's more to say. By the way, on the topic of Brewers, before we get to finish, I got an Instagram message today from none other than Vinny Rattino.
Vinny Rattino.
He does the color games for the Brewers on the road.
Okay. What did Vinny say?
He said I said I'm a big fan. He said he would like a book, but he doesn't have time to read it right now. To which I said is fine. I'll just send it to you when you so it's there when you have time.
Doesn't have time to read it. I think he needs to rearrange his priorities. Come on, Vinny. Get with it.
No, he said he's juggling 2 jobs. He sent me a nice long message. It was very nice to get a response. Was quite shocking.
That is nice. Good. We love Vinny now.
And now we do. Yeah.
Yes.
And he's from the area. He's from Racine, so it's cool.
He's from Racine.
Yeah.
Okay. A little bit more baseball for you. Did you hear Aaron Judge injury update?
Another one? Did you get hurt again?
Nope. They just have an update on his thing.
Oh,
Yankees slugger reveals he has a torn ligament in his toe. There's no timetable for return.
Oh, that hurts.
He injured his toe. Remember when they made a big deal about him crashing through a wall to catch a ball on June 3rd? That's when he hurt it.
How do you hurt it? I guess you get your foot caught. I mean.
Yeah, you'd think, did he crash through it with his toe? I vaguely remember seeing some video on it, but not all that much on it.
Not that much on it. So.
Okay.
It's all good, but it's all good because the Yankees, they're struggling, so it's all good. All's right in order.
Yankees are struggling?
Well, they're not playing as well without him.
Yeah.
Struggling by Yankee standards, yes.
Okay. Now, the Central Division is getting pretty crowded.
Which one?
Ours.
Yeah, it is.
Pittsburgh.
Because of the stinking flubs.
Cincinnati.
The Cubs.
Yeah, Cubs are losing to the Cardinals on a daily basis.
Yeah. By the way, that game in London, I gotta give baseball credit. That game in London, that London series was pretty sweet.
Did you watch some?
I did. I watched the whole thing yesterday.
What?
It started at 9 a.m. I turned on Channel 6 and it was on.
You're like, bonus. What, were you looking for church on TV?
No. I turned on ESPN looking for SportsCenter and it was baseball.
Ah, good. Speaking of baseball, one more thing. Are you following the College World Series at all?
Yeah, so they're in Game 3 tonight, I believe.
They're having winner take all Game 3 tonight between Florida and LSU.
Do you know that LSU has the top 2 picks in this year's upcoming draft? No. Yeah, they have the starting pitcher is number 1, and their top hit is number 2.
They on Saturday, number 5 seed LSU beat number 2 seed Florida in the game 1 4-3, where Tigers pitcher LSU Ty Floyd struck out 17 batters in 11 innings. He went 11 innings. So they won. LSU wins the first game. Game 2 was a different story. The Tigers chomped back on Sunday afternoon as Florida tallied a College World Series record 24 runs, and they won 24-4.
Ouch.
Their 24 run record, they broke the previous men's College World Series record of 23 runs set by Notre Dame in 1957. That's 66 years. 24 runs.
That's a beat on.
And that's on the game. The deciding game is on tonight at 6 our time.
6.
I think ESPN has it. If I'm not mistaken.
That's one event I haven't been to yet, but I want to go.
I've heard that good things this year. The game's really exciting. And it's going really well.
Yeah, Wake Forest had a really good team this year too, but they lost.
Yep, they're out.
They're out.
Okay, so one last thing. Women's PGA Championship, running. I'm not gonna say it.
She shoot like 20 under or something like that.
Yeah, and she finished at 8 under.
That was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
My roommate was watching that waiting for the NASCAR race.
It's her second LPGA win and first major win. She's just 20. Also 20, Rose Zhang. Remember we talked about her a couple of weeks ago?
Yep.
The LPGA's newcomer extraordinaire finished 3 shots behind Yen during her first majors appearance. Her pro results so far: a win and a top 10 major finish. Not bad.
Isn't the Senior Open this week in Wisconsin?
I don't know.
I think he's in Wisconsin this week.
Okay.
I think it's at Century.
Let me see. I'll look that up.
I think.
Well, I'll look that up. You start talking about what would you like to talk about, AJ? You and I discussed this yesterday. That you're having this. You're going traveling, touring the United States, giving inspirational speeches, but I don't think our audience has ever had the opportunity to know really what Finish is all about. I don't think we've ever spoken specifically about that.
Okay, cool.
So why don't you do that?
So Finish, I'll just give the abbreviated version. Finish is my autobiography. For those of you who don't know, I grew up with cerebral palsy. I went on to the University of Wisconsin Whitewater, got my master's degree in athletic administration. I got my bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism, and won 2 national championships. And what Finish is it's a motto that I go by. And what it derives from a late March day in 2014, where we were winning our second national, preparing for our second national championship game in 3 years. And my college coach, Coach Miller, pulled us into the huddle and said, "What's your final message to the team?" What's your final message to the team? I looked at the ceiling, I paused at the guy, looked at the guys and said, "We've come this far, and now it's time to finish the deal." Later that night, we did finish the deal, winning our second national championship game in 3 years. So what Finish is Finish. I took the word finish and I redefined it into family, no limitations, never quit, impact others, surround yourself with great people, and help others. And that's kind of a motto that I go by every day. The motto I go by every day is finish every day. So I always is reminded. It's on my wrist. It's on my wrists too, every day. So I wake up looking at it every day, and it's just the motto I go by. So that's kind of what it is for the abbreviated version. Yeah. That
is very cool. And when did you write this book, AJ?
I started writing it in 2017. The cool part is I used a system similar to this, and I used voice recognition. So I used the whole thing on voice recognition, and I finished it in 2020. It got published in 2020, and the Audible version, for those of you who don't, for those of you who like to read but don't have the time to actually sit down and read a book, the Audible version got published in 2021, and it's done by none other than my father. So it's the Audible. So that's a really good version too, because you can hear the inflection and the passion in his voice. So it's kind of cool.
It is cool. And your father surprised you with that, right?
It was my birthday present.
Yeah, that was it's a very cool story. Um, you know what, AJ? You should text Vinny Rotino and tell him to check out the audio version. He can listen to that
I
as an
will.
option. Maybe he doesn't realize that there's one of those. Even though you're getting him a book, he'll have the book, but still, he's the perfect example of someone. He's juggling two jobs and doesn't have time to read it, but he's in a car. He's driving. He has time to listen to it.
Yeah, right.
So,
I got you.
yep. So this is what the
Well,
book looks like. AJ
and
looked.
you
AJ
can
was a
order-
little more handsome in the old days.
Yeah, you can order the book on my website, ajbooking.com, or you can order the you can order the book on the website, or I have copies in my room. So if anyone wants to get a hold of Jack and wants a copy of the book,
Oh no, I'm not getting. I'm not helping you.
no, but
I wanted to get Guardian Devil, not your book, for God's sake.
no, but yeah. If anyone wants a copy, please let me know. Feel free to reach out to me. My website, on Instagram, Twitter. It's just the Instagram is finished by AJ. The Twitter is also finished by AJ. So if anyone wants a copy, just please feel free to reach out to me on any platform, and I'll make sure you get one.
And ajbokini.com, is that what you said your website is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you couldn't get a more complicated last name that people couldn't spell besides Bokini? Why don't you change your name to Smith or something?
My mom did. Her name was Miller.
Oh man, she must have really liked the agent to put up with that last name. All right, here's the spelling: AJ and it's BOCCI. Oh, sorry, AJ and then BOCCHINI. That's Bokini. And if you start doing it, I think AJ, your page on Facebook is actually author AJ Bokini.
It's author AJ Bokini, correct?
Yeah. Okay. One more question for you.
Yes.
You and I have discussed that you're contemplating a new project, a new book that you're writing. Do you want to talk about that? Is it premature to talk about that? Why don't you?
We can talk about it because the ideas are still percolating.
Okay.
So, for those of you who don't know, and Jack, we've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get really personal for a second. I went through a really, really dark time prior to COVID, during COVID, and I want to write a little bit of a new book, and maybe a shorter version, one that doesn't have to be published, but one that's just for my get kind of being cathartic. One that's for talks about how overcoming COVID. For those of you who don't know, I moved during COVID to a group home, which I really enjoyed. But it was a lot of learning. I had to learn how to use the transportation system to get around. I had to learn how to use Mel's to get in touch with Mel and to get to Mel's, and I had to learn all this stuff over again because I was in a new place and didn't know any better. So I just want to kind of write about that and write about the transition and the learning experience. So yeah.
Good. Always moving forward. That's AJ. Doesn't sit with the status quo.
Sir, yes, sir.
I still think you ought to consider changing your last name. It could be your stage name.
Pen name. I need a pen name.
Maybe Cat. CAT. That's easy to spell. If you're AJ Cat, I think that's pretty good.
Cat.
You?
Well, cat would be good, but my parents don't like cats because they
Well, they don't like you either, so that fits.
Hey, shout out to them. They're in Minnesota this week. They're renting again this week.
Good for them. I hope they're getting better. Well, we need the rain.
They're going to the Minnesota State Fair.
Oh, that's like the biggest state fair in the country.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they'll have to tell us all the food they ate on a stick.
The agents is looking for storage space.
Okay. All right. Well, good job, AJ. Thanks for the sports and thanks for talking about the book. Are you sticking with us this morning?
Yeah, I can stick. I can stick. I don't know it'll be till noon, so I can stick.
Okay. Well, it's going to be hard to have enough microphones in the world between you and our next guest because you both talk all the time, incessantly. But I don't know. Were you ever on when Terry Sweet was on before, AJ?
I've heard the name, but I wasn't around. I couldn't
Okay.
stick the one time.
Maybe it was.
I couldn't stick the one time he was on. So.
You were probably listening to a police scanner when you heard his name. That's what did it. But Terry Sweet is joining us now. I met Terry like 130 years ago. My father introduced me to Terry because Terry, professionally, that's how we met, is a professional writer of original music and jingles, as they're known. So we started talking years and years ago, and he's done great work for us. And continues to do so. But the most exciting thing is that he's now working on his own original material in addition to working on business stuff. Right, Terry?
That is right. How you doing this morning, you maniacs?
He's talking to you.
Yeah, I tell you.
You know who you are.
By the way, Russ said both books are great. Finish and Guardian Devil. I think he liked Guardian Devil better, but still.
That's okay, Russ. Thanks for the shout out.
I like Guardian Devil. I've read it.
Cool.
I've read the book. Good book.
All right. Now, enough about me. Well, it's never enough about me, but Terry, let's talk about you. And,
All right.
And what's your new project? What do you got cooking?
I'm working on a song called Days of Diana.
And
it's the second single I've promoted from the album. In today's world, you might make an album, but you release singles. One song, one song, one song. That's just how the world works today. And so this is the second one we've done. We did that Skimpy Bikinis and Vodka Martinis first. And this is the second one, Days of Diana. And I'm real excited about it. Really excited about it.
I'm interested to know, Terry, how do you decide the order of when to release? Is it just something you feel?
There's a lot of that. Yeah, a lot of that. I'm used to putting together songs for a set, and you sort of develop a sense. You want to start big, you want to end big. Anything that's slower or whatever, you want to put in the middle somewhere. But you want to develop a sense of momentum. And so that's how I see this whole project. It's all about momentum. And how are we going to develop momentum? How are we going to maintain momentum and even increase momentum? So that's a
good parallel to life. It's all about momentum.
It really is, yeah.
I get. Sorry, Terry. I guess that's why you release it one at a time, so you build that momentum, right?
I'm sorry, I can't hear him for some reason.
I guess that's why you release it one at a time.
Is that why you release them one at a time? Keep the momentum going.
Well, yeah, it is. And just in today's world, most people, if they want to listen to something, they go to Spotify or they go to YouTube or something like that. And not as opposed to the way it was 2 decades ago or 3 decades ago, people then would put in a CD or play an album, and they'd play the whole album. Today, they don't do that for the most part. Very few people start an album at the beginning and play every song of the album. They just don't tend to do that. So they do it song by song. And so the marketing is following, the cultural norms. It just makes sense.
Okay. So Days of Diana. This is a single we're on, and you've released a black and white version online. It's been
put together, in today's music marketing, not to get too into the weeds.
No, keep going.
But, most music marketing is done through social media today. And you're constantly looking for content to be pumping out so that there's something every day or every other day, something to post somewhere. And music companies are saying that if you're promoting a song, you probably need 3 or 4 videos for it. You need a performance video, you need what they call a lip sync video, which is you out in some sort of setting lip syncing the song. I mean, nobody really thinks you're out in the middle of the woods, recording this, but it sort of looks like you're singing the song, and it gives them a little bit of character. They do what's called a lyric video, and that might not be you in it at all. It might just be scenes of the ocean or, whatever, and the lyrics follow the song. So there's stuff like that. And you just keep doing that. So this video is the first one I did, and this is a performance video. So you can watch us performing the song.
It's very cool. And online, you had a black and white version. I thought of this last night. I woke up in the middle of the night. We got the first fucking full color one on this show in the world.
Sir, you do. I have not released the color one. I put it out in black and white. I thought the black and white, my original idea was to do it in black and white. I think maybe it just there's something about black and white that I like, and it has a cool factor to it, and it has a sense of history or something. You look at black and white and you feel like you could walk back into history 200 years ago or whatever. And I wanted this song to feel like that sort of epic historical feeling to it. And so that's why I did it in black and white. But we also did it in color. As you know, when you're doing video, you can do color. You can just flick a switch and boom, it's black and white. And so this is the color one, and I thought it'd be kind of nice to premiere it on your show.
Excellent. Fabulous. So it's a great day. We have an extended play of AJ. We have No Bulldog, and we have the world premiere of your colored music video of Days of Diana. Anything else? Why don't you want to give it a listen in a viewing?
Let's do it. Then I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
Times as they were, we knew little for sure. It was all so obscure. Oh, the days of Diana. Traveling more was a chore, but we had all the love we could carry. Oh, the days of Diana. Voices were echoing out from the mouth of the canyon. She has a secret that she doesn't want you to know. But she was the treetops and I was the wind. The days of Diana, the best it's ever been. Struggling now to remember it all, but it's floating away like black autumn leaves on a river. Desperate days turn to desperate ways into laughing surrender. Hers was a passion so tender. Those were the days when our love was ablaze and it meant our survival. I was renewed by her touch and the look of her smile. She was the treetops and I was the wind. The days of Diana, the best I've ever been. Somewhere in time there's a legend and rhyme of the days of Diana. The bleeding has stopped, but I carry this hole in my soul.
There you go.
Woohoo! That was
excellent. That was excellent.
Thank you.
that was awesome, man. Very cool. What do you think? You're smiling.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. And do you like the color one better than the black and white?
I like the lights in the background, so that's cool.
Yeah. AJ votes color so you can see the lights better.
Okay. That's true. Yeah.
You know, color makes everything more vibrant. Black and white feels a little moodier.
Well, I'm a moody bastard.
You are. Black and white can be fun though too. You know, a very famous one, movie that was Mel Brooks fought to get Young Frankenstein. In black and white because the studio did not want to pay for it, but he wanted it to look and feel like the old horror movies. So it's just a feeling. The mood was right. He was right about that, and shit, you can do both. You don't have to choose one or the other. So you're in good shape.
True.
All right. So about the song.
The song tells the story of an entire life of a relationship that happened. And start to finish. It's, if you look at the lyrics, times as they were, we knew little for sure. Because you get together and you're young, you're 19 or 20 or whatever. And, you don't know squat at that age. You think you do, but you don't.
Right.
And traveling poor was a chore, but we had all the love we could carry. Well, we were poor. We were poor for a long time. I've been a freelancer all my life, so I go through periods of being poor.
Right.
And I've been real poor at times, but we really kind of stuck together and stuck it out and sweated it out together. So that's what that's about.
It started, Terry, if I could interrupt, please.
Yeah.
Because you and I were talking about this a little bit. You said you started out to write this as you heard it or felt it as an epic, like out of mythology.
I did. That was my whole original idea, to write a piece of mythology. I don't know if I'd been reading some Greek mythology or it had just been on my mind. And I was thinking, I've never heard a song about, that sounded like Greek mythology. And so I came up with this Days of Diana. That sounded kind of mythological to me. And so I started writing the song, and I wrote the whole song. And I thought that's what I had done, just to show you how off you can be even about your own stuff sometimes. And the very first person I played it for said, well, was that cathartic to write that? And I went, cathartic? Why would it be cathartic to write a piece of mythology? And they went, I don't think that's what it's about. And I went back and looked at it and I went, oh my goodness, this is autobiographical. I didn't even realize it. Even after I'd written it, I didn't realize it. And now I look at it and go, how could you not realize it?
Right. Well, it's a perspective of, in so many things in life, you're so close to something, you can't see the big picture that other people see clearly. It's amazing. Then you take a step back and go, holy shit. And that sounds, you had that holy shit movie.
Yeah.
We got a comment review from Jackie Decker, Slinging Sammy's over the weekend. She said, Terry, you are amazing. Love your music, especially Days of Diana.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jackie.
Yes, she
Love
is
that.
beautiful. Yeah, very cool. And there are some lyrics in there that, I would describe, from my perspective, I want to tell you, I listened to the song about 10 times since yesterday, and then I left, Terry, listening to you, I put it on repeat on Spotify, and just let it rip overnight. And I didn't take it off until just now. But to me, it's a very interesting combination of it's a mover. It's not what you would consider a cathartic song. I think a cathartic song, like something slow and very filled with emotion.
Yeah, it's not really like a slow ballad.
No, it's not. But at the same time, it's haunting. And it's a very interesting, I would say, unique balance that you've achieved with that song about being a mover, but also haunting. You don't hear that all too often.
I like that word, haunting. That's a good description.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. It feels that. And tell us about the treetops and the wind. Give us a little bit of background on that,
Well,
please.
as I've already revealed, this is autobiographical. This is about my relationship, the whole life of that, and it's a young couple that was poor, struggled, and all that, but she became an addict, or maybe you're born an addict and it reveals
Realize it.
itself with whatever
Yeah.
you get stuck with.
Yeah.
Hers was alcohol, and for example, just before I tell you about the treetops and all that, the line that leads up to that, voices were echoing out from the mouth of the canyon. She has a secret that she doesn't want you to know. To me, that's really the voices in your head. There were signs, then you didn't pick up on them, or you didn't want to see them, or whatever. So she's obviously keeping the stuff a secret. Now, she had this little thing that she said from time to time about being the treetops. She saw herself as the treetops. And I didn't even quite know what she meant by that. And every couple of years, maybe, she would remark that she was the treetops, or she would be the treetops. And finally, one day, she made a comment about being the treetops, and I said, well, then I'll be the wind. And she just kind of melted at that. And then she went around, she told all her friends, I told him I was going to be the treetops. And he said, well, I'll be the wind. And so that sort of became a running line, a running recurring motif of dialogue between us. She's the treetops, I'm the wind. And in fact, in the song, and this is, to me, of course, this might mean something different to everybody, but I through each chorus, it's she was the treetops and I was the wind. But after the event that ended her life, and I remarked the bleeding has stopped, but I carry this hole in my soul. Anybody that's lost anybody knows what I mean by that. Then the next chorus is the twist, because I go, now I'll be the treetops, she'll be the wind. More of a spirit thing, being the wind.
Mhm.
So that's that turnaround. Then I finish and I say, once she was the treetops and I was the wind.
Mhm.
So there you go. Did I bring everybody down?
Well, no, it's not bringing everybody down. It's being, when you're the greatest, one of the greatest strengths we can have is the strength to be vulnerable, and that's what you just did. You just displayed your strength, and it's tough because it ain't, life ain't always a movie. There's not always a magical happy ending to the thing.
Yeah.
And
I tried to make it one.
Yep.
And I didn't.
Yeah. Well, it's nothing. It's always, the person has to make the decision, and you did what you could to influence that decision, but
right.
sometimes it doesn't always go the way you expect or want, or
that's right.
So the hole in the soul is also very apropos as you move forward. So, but the thing is, I think when you can talk about things and when you can reveal things about yourself, it helps other people. So other people feel what you're feeling, don't quite know how to put it into words, don't have the gifts and the hard work that you have had to put it into, make yourself such a great musician and songwriter. They're two very different talents. So what you've done is shared that. I think it's a very uplifting way to start the week, because to know that other people it ain't all great shit going on all the time. And sometimes just knowing other people are, you never know what other people are facing. You just don't.
And everybody's facing something.
You bet.
And a lot of people have dealt with stuff like this. And, it's my hope that they hear this and they get it. They connect with it, and, maybe just crystallizes some of their thinking or whatever. They maybe empathize, and maybe there's some comfort there.
Good. That's excellent.
Yeah.
AJ, what do you think of the song?
I love it. It's always, writing and songwriting are one and the same. Anytime you put some pen to paper, you never know what another person is going to react to it. So I love the song. I will probably play it today because I love the thought of it. I love the lyrics behind it. And now that you explain the meaning of it, it just means that much more. So I love it. So.
Cool.
Groovy.
Cool, Raul.
Very, very groovy. Terry hates when I do this, but I always say, you know what that reminds me of? And I have to do it because I've been playing it and listening to it. And this particular song, the beginning of I love the guitar work, by the way, is wonderful. He's just really good.
Yeah.
Here comes another comment. Love Days of Diana. Another great song on the album Keep On. And guess who that's from? Who's the biggest Keep On fan that you know?
Miss Patty.
Yes. The biggest fan in the Littlest package. Patty Galoon Hansen loves Keep On. But Beautiful. Days of Diana is very cool. It reminds me, the guitar work reminds me somewhat of the song Ventura Highway, something about at the very beginning by, I believe it's America, not the whole song. And then there's something Fleetwood Mac-esque about it. I don't know, but not quite. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Both a little bit. I mean, and I'm not trying to shoehorn you, but you always say, "Oh God, that feels like this," and that's
just to interject on your point here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to hear you say those things because as you're trying to put together information for social media marketing, every form you fill out, every one of them says, who are similar artists? Who else does this sound like? So I'm supposed to answer that.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't sound like anybody. It's completely original.
Right. Yes, that's what for books. I say, what genre is it? And you say, I don't know. I just invented a new one. No.
I don't even know what to say there. I've been saying classic rock. What would you call it?
Well, the two I just mentioned, I would consider classic rock, but I would consider them like classic songwriter performer rock. There's a huge difference. Singer songwriter, but not just it's not singer songwriter like James Taylor where it's it's just him and a guitar. I mean, there's a lot of instrumentation. Speaking of which, I saw our favorite little shit Kelly Dupuis Schmidt on there as well. She was fantastic.
Yes.
And you got her in the right mood for the song because I've never seen Kelly that long where she wasn't smiling. So she was feeling it. She was she had her Days of Diana face on.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did a good job.
Do you want to talk about, introduce the other people in the band, Terry?
Yeah. Starting with the drummer, Tim Sardina. He and I have played together for decades. So he's a fantastic drummer and lifelong friend. The guitar player, Keith Minicle, is more of a newer friend. And I met him, 6 months ago, something like that. And really like him. I like his style of playing. He's a great singer. And you need that. You need that in a band.
Yeah, great vocals.
Yeah, thanks. And of course, Kelly, we talked about her. She's playing acoustic guitar and singing the high parts.
Mm-hmm.
And the bass player, Daryl Wheeler, he came with Tim Sardina. They play in some other bands and so forth. And so that's kind of where he came from.
Cool.
And so we put the whole thing together.
It's a tough. Where did you record that, Terry? Do you mind?
We recorded that at a place called TBC Studios, which is in Milwaukee.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, nice. He did a good job. Mike Furkovich owns and runs that, does all the video shooting and editing and all that. And he did a good job. We had a lot of fun working on it.
Great.
We did some sharp angles from the sides and all that, and some from above, and it took us about a full day to edit that.
I bet.
So, because you got maybe 6 or 7 or 8 shots during any one lyric line, and it's like, well, which of these shots do you want here? And so we just had to work it out. Let's put this one here. I think I like that one better. And so, you work it out.
Yeah. I like this one of me. No, I like this one of me. No, I like this one of me.
Well, to me, particularly when you get to the part where it's the 3-part harmony and in the choruses, and I thought it'd be cool to have side shots so that you could see the sides of all three of us at the same. So we kind of lined it up to make sure you could see all three of us.
Yeah, that was cool.
3-part harmony stuff.
That was great. That really was.
So
Very
that
cool.
that was fun.
Very cool. All right, AJ, you got any last comments or words for Terry or for the people out there?
No, this is excellent. I think I really enjoyed today. We got some music, we got some finished stuff, so it was great day. It was a great day. So
what you're saying is the show is better without Bulldog. I heard it. That's what I heard.
That's what you heard.
That's what I heard. All that nice.
Don't tell him that as he's sitting in the dentist chair, though. He might run into some issues there.
He's got issues all over the place, man. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, he's getting drilled this morning, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Lucky him.
Yep. Well, this is quite the opposite of getting drilled. This is fabulous, and really enjoyed it, Terry. And you gotta keep on coming back. And if there are other local musicians you want us to highlight or feature, let us know, because it's great to have music, great to have talent. There's so many talented people in the world. People say, "Oh, Terry, you're so talented. You have talent, but you got to work your ass off in order to make something of it." I mean, that goes for any. AJ's got a great story. He had to work his ass off to get Finish going, and now he's going to start another book. And it's stories and hard work. That's what move the needle.
Yeah,
so,
that's exactly right. You have to develop it. You have to hone it. You have to get to the point where you're confident enough to stand back from it and view it objectively and go, does this really work right here? And if it doesn't, you got to get rid of it.
If it's important to you, this was driven home to me over the weekend. You have to, and my word of the day is commit. You have to fully commit to whatever you're doing. I mean, you can't say, it might be nice to do it, or I like to play guitar, or I'm a good, I like the piano. If you believe in it, it's something you really love, and you say, if you really love it, you should be able to commit to it. It's like people.
I
agree.
And you have to take the time. Not only do you have to commit to it, you have to take the time to do it. You have to sit down and take the time to do it. You can't just commit to it and say, I'm going to do it. You have to actually sit down and put the effort in to do it. So.
That's right.
All right. So
cool,
great.
Man. Well, thank you for having me.
Sure. Thank you for doing it. I will play it on the way. We'll end the show with Days of Diana, a replay of Terry's now world premiered colored music video. So it's like, it's like the first part of The Wizard of Oz when it's black and white. You can watch the black and white one, then you can flick over to the color and see the Emerald City. Yeah. So that's cool.
There you go.
All right, here we go. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day. Get your Mondays off to a great start. Thanks to Terry Sweet.
Thanks, guys.
And AJ, thanks much. Have a great day. Here's Days of Diana.
2, 3, 4.
But we had all the love we could carry. Oh, the days of Diana. Voices were echoing out from the mouth of the canyon. She has a secret that she doesn't want you to know. But she was the treetops and I was the wind. The days of Diana, the best it's ever been. Struggling now to remember it all, but it's floating away like black autumn leaves on a river. Desperate days turn to desperate ways into loving surrender. Hers was a passion so tender. and it meant our survival. I was renewed by her touch and the look of her smile.